Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a beautiful morning once again. I'm not up to any games today. Yeah, I'm not up to any games today. But let me turn up the live. I'm not up to any game today. I just want to be on live. And I just want to give thanks. Give thanks. Um, for being here this morning. It's a wonderful Sunday morning in London. Beautiful Sunday morning in London. It's kind of rainy, but it's awesome. It's beautiful. I went outside and felt that drizzle on my skin, and I just dashed back inside. But it's okay. It's okay. It's amazing that I'm here this morning. I'm alive. I'm not up to any game this morning. I'm not up to any competition right now. I just want to be um, I just want to be on my live right now and just to talk about negligency, negligency, and be careful of the life that the hands that you put your life in. And I want to say this um, for a reason, that a lot of times we're in desperate situation where we need some assistance. Let me turn on my lights. I think that is better. A lot of time we're in desperate situation where we need assistance, and we run to these organizations, we run to these institutions, we run to these people to get the assistance, and it leads us into more dangerous trap and let us feel more less fortunate than how we have taken ourselves to get the assistance. But I just want to say this, getting the assistance from mankind, and getting the assistance from some organization and institution, it's not always going to be possible. It's not always going to be great results. You understand? Because these people are only human and they have a mind of their own. And we have to understand that most of these institutions and organizations and places that you put your life in their hands, right? To say, okay, you will be sober, you will be turning from being a drug addict, right? This is the rehab, this is the hospital, this is the family I want to be with, this is the pastor who I want to lay hands on me, this is the counselor that I want to help to monitor me. These people, a lot of them are wolf among us as sheep, right? It doesn't mean that you must fear the word of God, right? Or you must be like, don't fear them. They're in every field, but don't fear them. And the reason why, God said, when 1,000 rise up against me, 10,000 shall fall by his right hands, right? But what I'm trying to say, a lot of times we go in to ask for assistance in certain circumstances, certain situations. The same people who you ask for assistance, they claim that you're giving you assistance, if you look closely, it is no much better result than where you're coming from. It's no much better result than where you are now, than where you're coming from, right? Because they brainwash you in a certain way, right? And they will have you in a certain place, and you think, okay, it's for the best, or this will recover me. But if you have certain freedom of doing the same negative actions, right, that lead you into rehab, that lead you into the hospital, that lead you to be a criminal, that lead you to be a prostitute, that lead you to not living positive life, I mean, like, it's no result that you're getting. So if you are in an institution like charities and places, and they give you accommodation, they give you housing, they provide food for you, right? But you still have the access to go out and drink and smoke, right? It don't matter the roof they give to you, the benefit and all of that. It's not going to make your life better, because you're not getting the real help that you need from turning against being an addict, a smoker, a drunkard, right? So a lot of time these institution and organization, they take you in, they give you food, they give you clothing, because it's free, it has been donated to them, you understand? And they give you a roof for your head, because they're not paying for it. It's the council may paying for it, a private institution, or you be on a short term, right? And you will think, okay, this is working out, this is helping me, right? These are the set of people that I want in my life. These are the people who really making me feel better. But if you look closely, right, it's not possible. It could never be possible, and you still have the freedom to go out and drink when you should be in a rehab, or when you should be getting the support, right? Of preventing you from you being a drunkard, preventing you from being an addict, right? So a lot of times you have been brainwashed, especially women. You have been brainwashed in this kind of way, and they use this kind of tactics to say, okay, well, the law said that we can't force them to do this. The law said we had no right to restrain them. The law said we have no right to stop them from their freedom. So in that case, why is it then you have them in a place where they are even drinking and smoking more, killing themselves, acting as if, well, it is the hell? Okay, well, some country is, that's their rules and regulation and policy that is put in place. Don't matter if they're drinking, smoking, they're dying, they're killing themselves. They provide roof over their head, they provide food for them, and they provide money for them, which is their benefit and their social security and all of that, for them to drink themselves to death and to smoke themselves to death, right? And you can't fight against that, especially if you're not from there. It's not a part of your culture. You don't have like the status there to say so and so and so. And that is the reason why I'm saying that we have to be careful how you travel. Countries that you've been to don't understand their rules and regulation, their lifestyle, what they put in place for their people, and you travel there and you get caught up and you get trapped, right? Or you coming from a background where certain things has been strict, to it's a different law system or jurisdiction system, or different, it imposed in certain areas different. Because from my perspective, from the Caribbean diaspora, when a person go to rehab, they go to rehab to make sure that they recover, you understand? And if they find out that they're actually doing what they are trying to recover from behind their back, if they find out that they're actually doing like smoking and drinking, and they're going to rehab, and they're trying to the institution are trying to get them recover, then they can charge for it, or they can be out of the system. And I mean, like, if you go out and you do anything on the road, or you becomes a stress to public, or a threat to public, or you can be charged and put away for it. You understand? Right. So most of the time, when in the Caribbean, when persons go to rehab, they go to rehab not only in detoxing themselves and getting themselves flushed up, but they also coming up with a trade. Because if the rehab is gonna take 3 months, when you sign up, they tell you that, okay, you're gonna sign up for 6 months. Right? So your agreement that you sign is for 6 months. They know why the other 3 months is. So when you finish your rehab, right, you have another section that you go through where you learn a skill for the 3 months, either baking, you learn food and beverage, or you learn to do embroidery, you learn what skills you have, what talent, because some of these people already have skills and talent, so they just want to make sure that you're okay and fit and safe for the other 3 months, for you to be replaced in a job, or for you to get a startup. Sometimes they had family members, or they have private institution or private companies who want to donate to them by, making them become a young entrepreneur. And for the next 3 months, this is things that they will help you in the institution to do at the other section of the institution to motivate you, right? To build you up, right? So for the next 3 months to complete the 6 months after the 3 months of rehab, then these are things that the institution, the other side of the institution will be focusing on, right? If you want to go to school, if you want to go and do nursing, right? For the past 3 months, the next 3 months, they will focus on getting you on a level, right? Get your mental status check out, and all of that put in place, and get institution willing to take you to do your nursing course if it is going to take a year, or persons who want to donate to that school for you to leave the rehab and to go and get that skill, or for institution, or for small business, or skills organization will take you to offer you a skills, whether it is in art and craft, furniture, whether it is welding, whether it is auto mechanic, and if it's going to take 6 years, 3 years, 4 years for you to get a level 1 in auto mechanic, or level 2 or level 3, then some persons will come in on board and said, okay, after your rehab, we will volunteer ourselves to train you. We're an institution that is certified, and we can train you for a 3 year or 2 year, right? Or we can train you for a 1 year, and then with level 1, and then that in the meantime, they will try to find other persons who can train you into level 2 even before you left, or after you left. They will constantly following up with you for you to get the necessary. So that is what rehab is about, right, in the Caribbean there. So if you're a person that traveled with anger management and that led you to drink and smoke and whatever, after you finish that 3 months of rehab, you will be doing anger management training class, get the counseling that you want for the next 3 months to make sure that you're stable enough and understand that you have to interact with the public before you go out there on the street. And if you go out there on the street and you go back, right, if you go back to where you're coming from, then that is simple. Hi, good morning.
Hi,
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm fine. Where you calling from?
I'm from China.
Oh, I'm in London.
Nice. What are you doing right now?
I'm just there doing a live. I'm speaking about persons who are in getting the assistance from institution and organization that is not benefiting them, that is not helping them. I'm a nursing assistant and a life coach. So I'm speaking about persons who go to rehab, persons who go to stress and depression, and they put them in certain institution, but they still allow to do the same thing that lead them to rehab, that lead them to become stressed. So some of these organizations is just about the money. It's not helping the people. So even though they put roof over their head, they give them food to eat and clothing, they still allow to smoke themselves to death, drink themselves to death. So I don't see how it put in place to protect them.
Wow, you are fantastic.
Yeah, so that is why I'm here talking about today. Yeah.
I'm
What
proud
do you
of you.
do? What do you do?
I'm doing my own jewelry business.
Oh, you have a jewelry.
Yeah, I have a lot, many designs.
Okay, so you're selling them.
Yeah,
So you're marketing them. You have a website?
yeah, in my TikTok shop, in my TikTok
Send the
page.
link of your website on my page so I can share it.
How can I do that? You can check.
Right. So share it on my page. And it was wonderful talking to you.
Oh yeah,
All right? So share
yeah.
your link so I can share your work so persons can buy. All right?
Thank you. I have
All
to
right.
follow you.
Yes, all right.
I have to follow you. Sorry to bother. It's a lovely meeting.
All right, not a problem. So see you. Bye. Yes. So you can look on my page and you will see a gentleman that's selling necklace and bracelets jewelry, and you can support him. You can support him. Check the link in my on my page. Yes, so as I was saying, that a lot of these persons, they're not getting the support that they're supposed to get. Things are put in place, but their rules and jurisdiction is saying that it's not to force them or demand them, you know, to take care of themselves, or it's not the authority right to do so. But that's the difference from the Caribbean diaspora, right? Government is not going to waste money to put you in a rehab where you're constantly going 3, 4, 5 times, right? And when you leave, you're not making something of yourself. You're involved in so and so and so and so. Even if you go to rehab and you were involved in gangs, you were involved in so and so, doesn't mean you have to be a snitch, but you want to change your life. And if you have been threatened by the gang or people of the gang, or you have been threatened by society or so, they will find a way to move you out. After investigating the 3 months after rehab, the next 3 months is to carry out an investigation, right? If you ever commit a criminal offense, if you want it, you understand, if you want it for extradition, if there's a warrant out for you, right? And while doing those, if there's any way that you're involved in any crime or you're wanted by the police, then you will be turned over to the police, relevant authority to deal with you. If you commit a crime that you wanted for a crime after rehab, you're going straight to prison. You do your time, right? If it's a case where you want to come out of a company that you mix with and you didn't know their motive, and you get to find out and you have been threatened to have to rehab, they find a place to relocate you from the country, relocate you out, give you a better life, a new start, right? And if your family is a threat, so it's a total different interaction from the Caribbean. So that is the reason why I'm saying that when you go in people countries, right, and you travel, make sure to communicate. If you have good family members, some of you don't have good family members, some of you go home, go travel to meet family members, and they treat you so bad, right, that you end up, I've been there, where you end up going through depression, going through stress, anxiety, panic attack. Some of you have been left on the street, some of you have been left in other places, some of you have been in that country or in that region for purpose, whether for protection or diplomatic or to work, or it didn't work out, or you're married and your spouse separate, and a lot of things going on, whether it is a medical issue where you get that downfall and you need some assistance. You have to research, right, before you put yourself in some of these organizations. And a lot of persons put themselves in some organization, their life in the hands of some organization where they have been lost in the system, can't find. They have been lost. The information has been lost. They themselves has been lost. And I'm going to tell you how your information. It mean like when nobody don't know if to find you. Right? Nobody not get no information from you. I mean, no matter what lawyer you have for the case or social worker, it take all 4, 5, 6 years before they have a little clue of you. You're lost in the system. You're lost in the system, and your name lost in and you yourself lost in the system, because you find yourself in some situation where you have been either in rehab, and because you're not from there, they find it cheaper for them to just give you some food to eat inside there, and you stay right inside. You're not a threat to the public, right? Especially if they consider you a threat to the public, when you have a mental issue, you go to rehab, you have anger management, right? And this also happened in the hospitals, right? Don't think if you get sick or you behave in a manner, or you're drunk and you behave in a manner, right? And they move after hospital. You don't have family member, you don't have a home to go back to, because your landlord said, don't worry about your people in the community have a problem with you, and you have no source of income. Trust me, they have a way to lose in the system, because they're going to put you in a place where they said that by law they have the power to put you in this institution, and you're going to be there. Nobody know you, especially if you had no family, you had nobody who really check up on you like that, and will report you missing or carry out an investigation because you're that kind of person who just like a rolling stone, who you drink, you always drunk, you always smoke, you always be at east, west, north and south and all over the place, and nobody really taking notice of what is going on. People get lost in the system like this. I know people who have been lost in the system where they're in the hospital, a mentally ill hospital, and they can't come out. They cannot come out, right? They cannot come out. You don't even have to sign a piece of paper to say you can't come out. You can't come out because once you're in that system, for you can't come out, you can't afford a lawyer, you don't have a lawyer to check up on you. You don't have family member to push it. I mean, like, even if a lawyer come, a lawyer go say, okay, well, the authority said this and the court said this and so on, so on, so. So you're lost in the system. You're in there 4, 5, 6, 7 years, you're inside here. Sometimes you're all inside here and you're not on medication, right? You just inside here, like that is your new home, and you're just lost in the system. Right? Are you in some institution where when you go in that institution and you really realize where you are, you're wondering, but this is not for me, or because they said I have depression, but this is for places of mental illness, or this is a place for drugs addict, or this is a place where they're recovering, so and so and so, and they said I can't leave until I have this and that. You have to have somebody who willing to come and say, okay, I will sign for you, or that person have to be financially stable and have accommodation to accommodate you, and it have to be certified, well certified, and accepted by these some sort of institution before you can even get your voice be heard. Right? Or you have to can buy your ticket to go back where you're coming from. You understand? So when they put you on the flight, they know you're no longer their responsibility, right? But they're not gonna let you out there for you to go out and go to these charities to be a beneficiary from these charities and institutions and councils and all of this. So a lot of persons get trapped in this way, right? Even if you're running for your life, you need the protection and so whatever. A lot of persons in international countries, certain Caribbean island, at some part of the Caribbean diaspora, people get trapped in this kind of way because their protocol is different. You understand? Their law is different, and how they do things is totally different. You understand? They're not going to have any mercy on you, whether you're woman or you're man. They're not going to have any mercy on you. You understand? Once your name get lost in the system, your name get lost in the system, your document get lost in the system. You understand? You get lost in the system. Right? And that's the reason why a lot of time persons who travel, they're ready to run off or ready to do so and so and so and find them way around, right? But I know a lot of persons who just have simple, well, I wouldn't say simple because then again it's based on a medical report. It's what the doctor present, then that is what the institution and organization and authority will go off of. But I'm telling you, be careful of the hands that you put your life in, especially if you're in a country with different culture. You understand? You're in a country with different certain kind of rules and regulation. That is different from where you're coming from. You have to be very, very careful, right? And as I said, I think that these institutions, if they're there to help you, they're there to, because even in the Caribbean diaspora, nowadays when people do something for you and run organization and charity, they have to have you all over the world, right? And I was thinking that putting you all over the world is to help people to see that these people need the assistance and to get the donation and to these people want, right? But a lot of the time it's to really get the donation coming. But how many persons are really getting the support that they really want? Sometimes it's not like they're not even getting the support. There's too much out there that need the support and the donation is not enough to stretch, right? So I'm saying to you, before you put your life in the hands of these people, be very careful, and that is what can make it become dangerous. And so you think when you lost trust, right? Because these people are not getting as much donation, right, to finance you, your children, and to finance others, right? Or a lot of them go through organization and institution because they want for themselves. It's a way of getting for themselves. You understand? It's a way of getting for themselves. or it's a way of having certain contact or certain information, right, with certain people, right? So you have to be careful, because some of us think that, okay, even the politicians and the prime minister and all of them are constantly saying, I'm not of none party because I've never voted. I have never voted, and I will say that again. I'm 42 years old. I never put my finger in any ink, none at all, neither for no party, none of the country that I am a citizen. I have never put my finger from the day I left my mother womb in the ink, right? You can run my record, and I'm simply saying to you that, right, even them themselves are not God, you understand? So we're looking for gold from them. They have a life of their own too that they want to live. I mean, they need to catch breath too, right? And that is where we go wrong. We're saying that we're putting our life in their hands because they're politicians, they're prime ministers, they're councillors, they're so and so and so, right? They can do little and no more, and there's a reason, because they're not God and they're not perfect. So a lot of time we're saying that they fail us, they this, they do that. It's just like how men failed us, friends failed us, family failed us sometimes. You understand? It's even your own children sometimes grow up and become disobedient, because even though the Bible says when you grow them in the way that they should be grown, they will never depart. The Bible also said these generations will be worse than the one before. You understand? So as they grow up and become man and woman, if you used to give them vegetables at home, when they grow up and become man and woman and start work and earn their own money, they want to buy their own food. If they want to buy meat, where you going to say, because they never grow good. Well, so these are, you understand? So as I was saying, it's the same thing with the politician and prime minister. We're looking to run to the rock, but the rock will look somewhere to run to too, because they have their own issues and their own problem. They're not God. So we have to be men and women and be a shoulder to lean on. You understand? We also have to, and Jamaica people know that, to the Caribbean diaspora know that, because they're hustlers. These people are hustlers. These people are go-getter. These people are fighting their survival. So I mean, like, I don't know why no it comes down to all these politicians have to do this and have to do that and have to do this and have to do this and have to do that, and you have to wait on them and wait on them to do this. You can't help them to monitor you. They're not God. You understand? So you're not going to get gold out of them. You're not going to get them perfect. Only He is perfect. You understand? And this is what some of we have to accept. We have to just, if we don't want to link with them or communicate with them on a certain level so they can understand you, and when they can understand on the needs and what they can do for you and what can be put in place. But they're not God. And you understand that we're trying to get God out of them, and they're not God. They're only human, because they themselves need assistance. They themselves need to be motivated. They themselves need to build up. They themselves need their wisdom and knowledge to open up throughout Christ so they can monitor uno. You understand? So that is what I want to say this afternoon. Just be careful of the hands that you put your life in when it comes to institution and organization, because somebody would dash your money and they want to go in, benefit, social security. Some of them would dash to charity. We make sure they get enough food all through the food bank, plus to not get a universal credit, to get all of the charity clothes, them to get council go in the house and all of that. But we still a drink on yourself to death. We still a smoke on yourself to death. Some of you no matter what time, some of you council go in your house and all. Some of you drink till I ride on the roadside and lie down and sleep. We can't reach home at the bed. We council go in the big nice bed with nice duvet and comforter, right? Because when you drink on yourself, when you can't move right up on the roadside and lie down. Some of you smoke till you don't know yourself, right? Days, 2-3 days before you wake up and realize who you is, right? Yes, and that is how the kind of society and environment that we live in. That is the kind of world that we live in. So we have to be very careful. If you're in a state of mind, a lot of us are not in a state of mind to know what is going on around us, and that is the reason why some of us get caught in the system and get trapped in the system and lost in the system. But once you have the knowledge and understanding that who you are and that you serve a God and that you have breath this morning and you can see and you can speak, give God thanks and make use of it, because every second counts. Every second count. I'm Angela Reed. I'm a nursing assistant, certified, and a life coach. And I will speak up with you tonight again, 11 p.m. London time. Speak up. All right, 11 p.m. London time. Speak Up. Or you can check me 10 p.m. London time. Facebook Live. Speak Up by Angela Reed. Angela Reed Speak Up. Speak Up Facebook Live. 10 p.m. London time. And on TikTok, right here, 11 p.m., an hour after my show on Facebook Live, 10 p.m. Speak Up by Angela Reed. See you guys, or Stop Violence Against Women and Children. So right, so that's 2 page. Speak Up by Angela Reed or Stop Violence Against Women and Children Facebook Live every night, right? See you guys, be safe, and remember to share the live, leave your comment, and share the live. All right, guys, see you and be safe. Bye.